Jesus tells us to love God and love others. But what does that mean? It sounds like a high calling, but what does that look like? What does it look like for me? A student, a son, a daughter, a friend. What does this look like for me? The first part of this commandment is to love God, but how do we do that? Well, first, in order to love God, we have to know Him. And how do we know Him? We can know Him through the study of His Word. When we read these words of life, they can draw us deeper and deeper into His love. We can know Him when we explore His creation, when we realize the beauty that He has made, when we look up into the night sky and count the millions of stars, each one hung by His hand. And when we experience that creation and its vastness, its enormity, its beauty, it deepens our love for the Creator, our God, whose love and care know no limits. And that love that God showers on us, a love that we can experience when we sing His praise, when we pray, and when we read His Word.
That love should drive us to want a love for others. When we grow in our love for God, that love should drive us to connect with each other. When we laugh together, when we share a meal together, when we hear about how God is at work in our lives, when we challenge one another, when we lift each other up. That is the love of God working itself out in our lives. And when we love God, that love lights a fire inside us to make an impact for our world, to shine our light. We can do this through our words, but we can also do this through our actions, through hard work, by accomplishing a task, and by doing it together. And we do this not for our own benefit, not to earn or seek the praise of others, but we do this out of our love for God. Our love for God is like a raging river that overflows, and that overflow of God's love in us spills out over others. To love God and love others, that is what Jesus calls the greatest commandment. They go together. Our love for God leads to the other. And you're never too young, or never too old. This commandment doesn't have any restrictions.
This commandment is for everyone: the student, the leader, the son, the daughter, the friend. The love of God can touch anyone, and His love for us should produce in us a love for Him. And that love for God drives us in our love for others. And when we discover it, when we find that love, we can be disciples who are making disciples.